Good morning, boys. Today we are going to take a simplest topic and easiest topic and a guarantee bit on your objective side. Okay. So what is the concept? So that is kinetic theory of gases and kinetic theory of gases. Based on this kinetic theory of gases, a theory, a equation is derived. That is kinetic gas equation. That is kinetic gas equation. At the same time, by using that kinetic gas equation, some derivations are possible. That is kinetic energy, something else, derivations. Next, all these gas laws are derived from that kinetic gas equation because PV is equal to P is inversely proportional to V, that is Boyle's law. V is directly proportional to that is Charles' law. Everything, every gas law, that is Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law. Next, Dalton's law, Graham's law, everything, all these gas laws are derived from that kinetic gas equation that we will discuss tomorrow. And some velocities, So RMS velocity, most probable velocity, average velocity, and problems based on these velocities we are going to discuss today. Okay, so this is very, very important and easiest one, and very easiest one when compared to our previous classes. Okay, see here. What is this kinetic theory of gases? This theory given and explained by Boltzmann, Maxwell. So there is a combination number of scientists. So they assume the properties of gases. All those properties are summarized as postulates. Those postulates collectively here we are going to take that theory, that is kinetic theory of gases. How those gas molecules are moved. So what happened there? So mind it. Now this is the theory, which is the kinetic theory of gases. So all these postulates I am going to explain are all assumptions. There is no practical evidence inside. All these are assumptions. So, but very, very important, all these assumptions are applicable for ideal gas only, not for real gas. Okay. So see here. So what are those assumptions in this kinetic theory of gases? So see here. Let us take a container. What happened? This is the container. In which gas is taken. This is the container in which gas is taken. This contains a large number of tiny particles, very small particles. Every gas contains large number of this much of tiny particles are there. All these dots are gas particles. All these are gas particles. So a large number of tiny particles are there. These tiny particles are called as atoms or molecules of that gas. These may be atoms or molecules of the gas. Mind it, every gas has a large number of tiny particles called as atoms or molecules. It is the first assumption. All these tiny particles just like a sphere, small spheres. Okay. So infinitesimally small spheres, they assume. Next. Now these are the gas particles. So now I am going to take these as the gas particles. These gas particles move randomly in all directions, not in a particular direction. So this gas molecule moving like this is moving like this is moving like this is moving like this is moving like this. So that means there is no correct order. Every particle move randomly as per his wish, the particle vision. That means every particle move randomly in all directions. It is not a particular direction. Every direction may be possible. Next. Due to these moments, manage. So between any two gas molecules, there is no attraction. Between any two gas molecules, there is no attraction, and also there is no repulsion. There is no attraction and there is no repulsion existing between the gas molecules. So mind it. So between any two molecules, no attraction and no repulsion that takes place. That means already we discussed that van der Waals forces of attraction. That much, those van der Waals forces of attraction may also not exist here between any two gas molecules. So that means irrespective of attractions and repulsion, all those gas molecules move freely in all directions. In all directions. Okay. Next, these particles are not influenced by Earth gravitational force also. Earth gravitational force also. If Earth gravitational force is available, is applied on these gas molecules, that means all those gas molecules are going to settle down. But actually not happen there. That settlement is not happened there. That means these molecules not influenced by any attractive forces, any repulsive forces, any attractive forces, any repulsive forces, and also not influence the Earth gravitational force of attraction on those gas molecules. These are the assumptions, my dear boys. All these are assumptions. Next point. Now these gas molecules move randomly in all directions. Because of that moment, so let us say these are the gas molecules. So for our visualization, these are the gas molecules moving randomly in all directions. So if this gas molecule moving like this is moving like this, that means there is a collision possible between those two gas molecules. There may be collision possible and it may be possible. And that means molecular collisions are possible because of their random motion. Because of their random motion, molecular collisions are not possible. Sorry, are possible. Molecular collisions are possible. That means they may also collide with, for example, if molecule is moving like this will collide with the walls of the container. It collides with the walls of the container. That means in this gas condition, here two types of collisions are possible. Two types of collisions are possible. One is between gas molecules, and second one, gas molecule and walls of the container. Walls of the container. That means there may be two types of collisions possible. One is between gas molecules and also between the walls of the container and a molecule. Next, all these collisions, so that means both these type of collisions are elastic collisions. All the collisions made by the gas molecules are elastic collisions. What is the meaning of elastic collisions? That means the total energy of gas molecules is always constant before and after. Before energy must be equal to after energy. So the energy possessed by the gas molecules before collision is equal to the energy possessed by the gas molecules after collision. There may be exchange of energy may take place, but energy must be constant. So energy must be constant. That means, for example, see here, it is a gas molecule having energy 2 kilojoules per mole. Next, this is a gas molecule having energy 5 kilojoules per mole. That means before collision, it is 5 plus 2, 7 kilojoules per mole is the energy. Now these two are collide with each other. After collision, that means molecule once again, after collision, they are once again separated. Here, after collision, this may be 4, this may be 4. Sorry, this may be 3. That means here before collision total energy is 7, after collision also total energy is 7. That means energy may exchange, but total energy must be constant. Total energy must be constant. That type of collisions are called as elastic collisions. That type of collisions are called as elastic collisions. So in elastic collisions, not inelastic collisions. So elastic collisions, there may be energy constant before and after cases. Okay. So next one, 3 points. So what I told up to now. So everything is important. So first point, Every gas has large number of tiny particles called as atoms or molecules. Called as atoms or molecules. Second point, they move randomly in all directions. Randomly in all directions. They move randomly in all directions. Next, third point. So, due to that moment, may collide with each other and also with the walls of the container. Walls of the container. Next point. All these collisions are elastic collisions. All these collisions are elastic collisions. The elastic collisions means energy before is equal to energy after collision. Energy before collision is equal to energy after collision, but there may be exchange of energy may take place. There may be exchange of energy takes place. Next point. All these gas molecules not influenced by Earth's gravitational force of attraction. All these are not influenced by Earth's gravitational force of attraction. Next point. There is no attraction and repulsive forces between gas molecules. There is no attraction, repulsion between the gas molecules. Okay, these are the points actually I told up to now. Now, once again. Next, gas molecules may collide with each other and also collide with the walls of the container. Okay, no doubt, gas has a certain pressure in it. Gas has certain pressure. The pressure of this gas is due to collision of gas molecules only with the walls of the container, not with each other. The pressure of gas molecules is only due to collision of those gas molecules with the walls of the container. Mind it. See here. This is the container. This is the gas molecules. These are the gas molecules. So these may be collide with each other or may collide with the walls of the container. Because of this collision, no pressure is exerted by the gas. But if this gas molecule collide with the walls of the container, so automatically pressure is exerted because pressure is equal to force per unit surface area. Something that means the gas molecules apply some force on the walls of the container, automatically a pressure existed. That means the pressure of the gas molecules is only due to the walls of the container. Collision of gas molecules with the walls of the container. Be careful. Very, very important. Next. So, fifth point, not influenced by Earth's gravitational force. Not influenced by Earth's gravitational force. All this material notes I will send. Please don't write anything. I will send entire material to you. Please listen carefully because it is easiest one and simplest one and that is most important one. Please listen carefully and don't write anything. So the pressure of the gas molecules is only due to the collision of those gas molecules with the walls of the container, not between the gas molecules. Okay, next one. These gas molecules move randomly in all directions. That means the kinetic energy of this one, let it be K1, let it be K2. Every gas molecule has, because of the moment, something kinetic energy are there. Okay, that means all these gas molecules maybe have different kinetic energies. Maybe have different speeds. Maybe have different speeds. But that average kinetic energy, that means sum of all these and that is average then. Average kinetic energy, that is K1 plus K2 plus K3 by 3. The average kinetic energy of the gas molecule is constant. So the average kinetic energy of the gas molecule is constant and it is directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. Mind it. Every gas molecule move randomly in all directions with different speeds. They are not at constant at rigid positions. They move randomly in all directions with different speeds. But average speed must be constant. Okay, that average speed increases with increase of temperature or decreases with decrease of temperature. That means average kinetic energy of the gas molecules is always directly proportional to average kinetic energy of the gas molecules is always directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. Absolute temperature of the gas. Be careful. Okay, this average kinetic energy is also called as translational kinetic energy. The average translational kinetic energy or kinetic energy. So what is this translational, rotational, some vibration? All these we are going to discuss tomorrow on it. So please wait up to that. What is the translation? I'm going to explain tomorrow classes. Please wait. So that is average kinetic energy of gas molecules is always directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. So it is the most important point. Most important. That means average kinetic energy is always constant, but increases with increase of temperature or decreases with decrease of temperature. Average kinetic energy is always constant for a particular gas. Okay. So these are some postulates. These are some postulates of the kinetic theory of gas. Almost 7 or 8 points here we apply. So see once again. I'm going to repeat once again. So every gas has a large number of tiny particles, sphere-like particles. Those may be called as atoms or molecules. Listen carefully. Those tiny particles may be atoms or molecules. Next point. These particles, these atoms or molecules, move freely in all directions and occupy all the space available. All the space available. Okay. There is a large gap between molecule to molecule. There is a large gap between the molecule to molecule. Okay, because of these large molecules, gases are easy to compressible. It is possible to compress the gas. Okay, but so there is a large gap between gas molecules. Between these gas molecules, no attraction, no repulsions existed. So no doubt, all these gas molecules move freely. Okay, irrespective of Earth's gravitational force. So there is no attraction, there is no repulsion between gas molecules. They may collide with each other or collide with the walls of the container. Okay, so these two types of collisions are elastic collisions. So all the collisions made by the gas molecules is elastic collisions. So what is this elastic collision? That is, the total energy before collision is equal to total energy after collision. So this will explain in your physics detailing elastic and elastic collisions. So detailing we are going to discuss in your physics classes. Okay, next one. Next point. So they move randomly in all directions. They collide with each other and also with the walls of the container. Next. When gas molecules collide with the walls of the container, creates pressure to the gas. That means the pressure of the gas only due to the collision of gas molecules with the walls of the container, not between them. Mind it. So the pressure of the gas molecules is only due to the collision of gas molecules with the walls of the container. Mind it. Walls of the container. Next point. Because of their movement, there is freely movable in all directions. Because that means every particles have their own speed. That means they have their own kinetic energy. Okay, so but their average kinetic energy is always constant for a particular gas at a particular temperature. At a constant temperature, the average kinetic energy of the gas molecule is constant. But if temperature changes, it may also change. So mind it, individual kinetic energies are different for different gas molecules. Maybe same or maybe different, but average kinetic energy is constant. So this average kinetic energy or translational kinetic energy is directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. As temperature increases, it's kinetic, because as temperature increases, molecules automatically free to move on. Because of that, they absorb something energy, so ready to move, that means automatically kinetic energy increases. Okay, so kinetic energy is directly proportional to absolute temperature of the gas. Okay, so these are the main points. These are the main postulates. Those are given by the Maxwell and Boltzmann, something else. Okay, so all these points are assumptions. So those gases which obey all these gas laws, that is that is postulates of this kinetic theory of gases are once again called as ideal gases. So what are ideal gases? So what are ideal gases? Ideal gases are nothing but those gases which obeys gas laws, or which obeys PV is equal to nRT, or which obeys these postulates. So anything is considered as ideal gases. Okay. By using these assumptions, scientists derived an equation. So ideal gas obeys these postulates, no doubt. Scientists derived an equation by using this kinetic theory of gases that is called as kinetic gas equation. That derivation is not in our syllabus, just that equation is used here. Okay, so that equation is used here. What is that equation? That is called as kinetic gas equation. What is this kinetic gas equation? Kinetic gas equation. This is based on the postulates. Already we are just now I explained here. Based on those postulates, derived equation. That's what is kinetic gas equation. The equation is P into V, pressure and volume multiplication value. PV is equal to 1/3 mn URMS square end. PV is equal to 1/3 mn RMS square, or sometimes in some books this RMS is replaced with C and D. C is called as RMS velocity. PV is equal to 1/3 mn C square. It is a frequently used equation. It is just like PV is equal to nRT. So that is the ideal gas equation. So this is kinetic gas equation, because this equation is derived from postulates of kinetic theory of gases. So PV is equal to 1/3 mn C square. So its derivation is not available because it is not required for us right now, because it is out of syllabus. No need to derive this one. So waste of time. Okay. So now what are these terms? That is P is equal to pressure of the gas. V is equal to volume of the gas. Volume of the gas is nothing but volume of the container in which it is taken. Okay. M is mass of one gas molecule. Mass of one gas molecule. N is equal to number of gas molecules. Number of gas molecules. This M into N is equal to molar mass of the gas So molar mass of the gas. Okay. So M is the one gas molecule mass and N is the number of gas molecules mass and if that number of gas molecules is equal to Avogadro number, automatically Avogadro number of molecules weight is equal to molar mass of the gas. Now C is equal to, what is that C? C is equal to nothing but RMS velocity of the gas. RMS velocity of the gas. Okay, what is the RMS velocity? Later in this today's class, I am going to discuss. Please wait. So that is nothing but velocity of the gas molecule. Okay, so these are the different terms. So pressure of the gas and volume of the gas is equal to 1/3 m. Number of, that is mass of one gas particles. N is equal to number of gas molecules. C is the RMS velocity. So this is the equation. PV is equal to 1/3 mn C square. This equation is called as kinetic gas equation. By using this kinetic gas equation, we can derive each and every gas equation, gas law. Because yesterday or day before yesterday, already we are discussing different gas laws. And Boyle's law, PV is equal to constant. Charles law, V by T is equal to constant. Charles' second law, that is P by T is equal to constant. And Avogadro's law, that is nothing but N is proportional to V. Okay, so that means all these gas laws, next partial pressure sum of the partial, that is P is equal to total partial is equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3. Okay, next. That is in derivation. That is in derivation. Next, Gram flow diffusion. That is rate of diffusion of the gas is inversely proportional to square root of its density. These are the 5 gas laws. All these 5 gas laws are derived mathematically by using this one. All those gas laws are experimental evidences up to yesterday's class. But today's class, there is a mathematical derivation. That means all those gas laws correct. That is proved by this gas equation by using the assumptions made by different scientists. That is as postulates in kinetic theory of gas. Okay, so today I'm not deriving those gas laws here. Tomorrow there is a little bit time is there. In that time I will derive those gas laws. So no need to derive here because in object 2 those derivations are not needed. Now I am in only in object 2 class, not in intermediate classes. Manage. Okay. So this is PV is equal to 1/3 mnc square. P is nothing but RMS velocity. So during derivation, that square term is available. And square is because of derivation. That's enough. Okay, next. Next term is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy of the gas molecule. So simply called as K. That means every gas molecule which is in moment having velocity, where there is velocity, automatically there should be kinetic energy. So how to derive the relation for this kinetic energy of the gas molecule? So see here, now we know PV is equal to 1/3 mnc square. PV is equal to 1/3 mnc square. Now, so on right hand side, multiply and divide with 2 only. There is no change in the value. Am I correct? Because the multiplication and division of that value with 2. So once again, PV is equal to like this. There is no change in value. So just rearranging, that is PV is equal to just rearranging 2/3 into 1/2 mnc square. Those numbers are rearranged. Okay. Now m into n is equal to molecular mass. And already I explained to you. Therefore, PV is equal to 2/3 into 1/2 mc square. That is half mv square. C means V. V is the velocity. Here is the RMS velocity. That's enough. So half mv square. So this is called as kinetic energy of the gas molecule. That way that is replaced with kinetic energy. Therefore, PV is equal to 2/3 KE. PV is equal to 2/3 KE. Now I want to derive the equation to kinetic energy. Therefore, KE is equal to 3/2 PV. KE is equal to 3/2 PV. But we know PV is equal to nRT. But we know PV is equal to nRT. Therefore, so that PV is replaced with nRT in that term. That is KE is equal to 3/2. PV is now replaced with nRT. This is the major equation to derive kinetic energy of the gas molecule. So how to calculate kinetic energy of the gas molecule? KE is equal to 3/2 nRT. So now, 3/2 nRT. So what is the different definition? It is translational kinetic energy. Translational kinetic energy. N is number of moles of gas. R is the gas constant. T is the absolute temperature. So there is no other technical word. So translational kinetic energy is nothing but kinetic energy. For 1 mole gas, that is KE is equal to 3/2 RT. Mind it, it is kinetic energy per mole of a gas, which is called as average kinetic energy. And the kinetic energy per mole of the gas is called as average kinetic energy. Mind it. So in your problems, maybe ask there is some questions calculate kinetic energy, and in some questions calculate average kinetic energy. Average kinetic energy is nothing but kinetic energy per molecule. Kinetic energy per mole or kinetic energy per molecule. So it is kinetic energy per mole, which is called as average kinetic energy. Average kinetic energy. Okay. So this is a relation between kinetic energy cases. So here from this relation, so let it be one. From that relation, from 1, Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to, comparative study. Kinetic energy of the first gas by kinetic energy of the second gas is equal to N1 T1 by N2 T2. See here, Ke directly proportional to N, Ke directly proportional to T. Rn is always constant for different gases. So 3 by 2 always constant. Therefore, Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to N1 by N2 into T2 by T1. It is the comparative study. It is the comparative study. Okay. If number of moles are same, N1 is equal to N2. If temperature is same, T1 is equal to T2. If kinetic energy is same, Ke1 is equal to Ke2. So what you want to ask, you are going to calculate by using that comparative formula. Okay. That is kinetic energy relation. So that is Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to that much. Next. Now I want to calculate. Calculate kinetic energy per molecule of a gas. How to calculate kinetic energy per molecule of a gas? Okay. So per molecule, mind it, we know PV is equal to 1/3 mNc square. PV is equal to 1/3 mNc. Sorry, kinetic energy. Sorry. We know Ke is equal to 3 by 2 nRT. 3 by 2 nRT means here n number of moles. Next, for 1 mole, Ke is equal to 3 by 2 RTN. For 1 mole means Avogadro number of molecules. For 1 mole means Avogadro number of molecules. Now I want to calculate for 1 molecule. For 1 molecule. That is why Ke per molecule. For n molecules, this much. Therefore, for 1 molecule, 3 by 2 R by N into Tn. 3 by 2 R by N into T. This R by N, what is R value? Universal gas constant per mole. But N is equal to Avogadro number of molecules. That means this is the R value per mole, but R by N is equal to gas constant per molecule and not mole. Gas constant per molecule. Here, it is the relation. Kinetic energy per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 R by N into Tn. Here, R by N is equal to gas constant per molecule. Gas constant per molecule. So, which is taken as K. R by N is now replaced with K. Here K is called as Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann's constant. K is called as Boltzmann's constant. Therefore, kinetic energy per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 kT. Kinetic energy per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 kT. So that is very, very important. What is K? That is universal gas constant per molecule is called as Boltzmann constant. What is its value? R by N value. So See here. That R by N value, which is equal to K, its value is, so for example, R value is taken as 8.314, 8.314, which is in joules, by N value, Avogadro number 6.023 into 10 power 23. It has no units. Therefore, which is equal to 1.38 into 10 power minus 23 joule Kelvin inverse molecule inverse. Mind it, it is a molecule inverse. For R, joule Kelvin inverse, mole inverse is the unit end. For R, for K, it is a molecule inverse. Joule Kelvin inverse, molecule inverse. So if it is taken in Ergs, so therefore K is equal to 8.314 into 10 power 7 Ergs, that is by 6.023 into 10 power 23. That is equal to 1.38 into 10 power minus 16. Am I correct? Yes, 16. Ergs Kelvin inverse molecule inverse. This is the unit for Boltzmann constant. So per molecule and Ergs Kelvin inverse molecule inverse. Okay, these are the values of Boltzmann constant. Boltzmann constant. Okay, so this Boltzmann constant K value or average kinetic energy, mind it, average kinetic energy value depends only on temperature. That means average kinetic energy changes only with temperature. Already I discussed that. That also RMS that is directly proportional to temperature. So pressure, volume, something else, mass, whichever you want to change, that average kinetic energy is not changing. If temperature is changed only, average kinetic energy value changes. Average kinetic energy depends only on temperature. Only on temperature. Be careful. Okay. So these are the different terms towards your kinetic energy. So mind it. Finally, the only relations required for us are KE is equal to 3 by 2 nRTN. Next, KE per mole is equal to average kinetic energy is equal to 3 by 2 RTN. Okay. Next, KE per molecule is equal to 3 by 2 R by N into Tn. That is equal to 3 by 2 KTN. 3 by 2 KT. From this relation, KE1 by KE2 is equal to N1 T1 by N2 T2. It is the important relation. Next, average kinetic energy depends only on temperature. Only on. So from kinetic energy, you must learn, we must remember just these values. These are the terms. These are the terms just required. So to calculate average kinetic energy or kinetic energy something else. Okay. So this is all about your kinetic energy part. Now I am going to calculate. Okay. So I'm going to calculate that some problems based on this kinetic energy. See the problems. Problems on kinetic energy. Problems on kinetic energy and also PV is equal to 1/3 mc square, whatever it may be. Okay. Now see here. 7 grams of N2 is present at 127 degrees centigrade. and 16 grams of O2 at 27 degrees centigrade. Calculate A, ratio of their kinetic energies, and B, ratio of average kinetic energy of N2 and O2. Ratio of average kinetic energies of N2 and O2. So first, similarly, here also ratio of kinetic energy of N2 and O2. So N2 by O2. Apply conditions. Our formula S 4 by 3. What is that? We know Ke is equal to Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to comparative study, that is right. Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to N1 T1 by N2 T2. Here 1 is taken as N2, 2 is equal to O2. And now I am going to apply 1 Ke1, that is Ke N2 by Ke O2 is equal to N1, that is 1 is nothing but N2 only. So how many grams? 7 grams. Here we are going to place 7 by molecular weight of nitrogen is 7 by 28, number of moles, weight by molecular weight, into temperature, where temperature is 127 only, but 127 plus 273 Kelvin temperature is used, that is 400 Kelvin only, by K2, that is O2, there 16 grams only. 16 by 32 is the number of moles, weight by molecular weight, at 27, that is 300 only. So 27 plus 273, which is equal to 300 only. So after final calculation, it is 1 by 4, it is 1 by 2, it is 100, it is 150, that is 2 by 3 is the answer. It is kinetic energy of N2 by kinetic energy of O2. 2/3, 2:3. 2:3. But in second case, average kinetic energy means 1 mole directly. That is why these terms are actually not used. No need for that one. Okay. Now there only. Therefore, average kinetic energy of N2 by average kinetic energy of O2 is equal to T1 by T2, Tn2 by TO2, which is equal to Tn2 400 by 300, which is equal to 4:3. That's enough. 4:3. It is average kinetic energy ratio. It is kinetic energy ratio. So kinetic energy, we must use number of moles. In average kinetic energy, only for one molecule, for 1 mole only. N is not there. Okay. So this is a kinetic energy based problem. So no doubt most of the problems like this. Next problem. What is the pressure? What is the pressure exerted by 10⁻23 gas molecules, 10⁻23 gas molecules, each molecule of mass 10⁻⁻23 grams present in a container of volume 1 liter and RMS speed of of 1000 meters per second. 1000 meters per second. Now that is the question. So identify what is the calculation. So it is based on which formula? Based on which formula? First part is the formula used for this one. Yes, PV is equal to 1/3 mn c square. Correct. Apply the conditions. So we know PV is equal to 1/3 mn c square. You want to calculate pressure. That implies P is equal to 1/3 mn c square by V. That is equal to 1/3 m. Mass of one gas molecule. Mass of one gas molecule. How much? 10 power minus 23. One gas molecule grams. Find it here. I am using grams. That means I am going to calculate in CVS system. Okay. Next. N number of gas molecules. How many gas molecules are there? So this much number. So this much number of gas molecules. 10 power 23 gas molecules are there. 10 power 23 gas molecules. Next, speed. C is the RMS velocity. Mind it, RMS speed is given as meters per second. That is in NK system. Now I am going to convert that into, say, there is centimeters per second. That is, which is equal to 1000 into 10 power 2 centimeters per second. That is meters per second. That meters per second is converted into centimeters per second. So by into mn c square. How much is the c square? C square is 10 power 5, this much. 10 power 5 whole square by volume. How much is the volume? It is in liters. Now we are going to millimeters and centimeters. That is equal to 1 liter is equal to 1000 cc and 1000. So all these are in CGS system. In CGS system, the unit is dyne per centimeter square. And that is the unit. That is Newton per meter square in MK system. Dyne per centimeter square is the CGS system. And here I am going to use all our CGS system values. So after calculation, finally, it is equal to 3.33 into 10 power 6 dyne per centimeter square is the answer. Here unit conversions are very, very important. Yes, unit conversions are very, very important. Okay. So mind it, meters are given to you. Here converts into centimeters. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. That's enough. Next, alage 1 liter is equal to cc. That is liters. Centimeters is used. Centimeters is used. Centimeter cube. Next one. Calculate or find the total translational kinetic energy of 8 grams methane at 27 degrees centigrade. Calculate yourself. Waiting for you. Translation kinetic energy is nothing but kinetic energy. Formula K is equal to 3 by 2 nRT. That is equal to 3 by 2 Here number of moles. So number of moles, weight is given to you. Weight by molecular weight of methane, 16. R value. So if you want to calculate the value in joules, use R value in joules. If you want to calculate in calories, use R value in calories. So whatever you want, R value is changed. So now I am going to calculate in joules. In joules. That is, in joules, R value 8.314 into temperature. That is 27 plus 273, 300 Kelvin. Altogether, final calculation, it is 1870 joules. 1870 joules. Or the same value there. Ke is equal to 3 by 2 into 8 by 16 into R value. Now I am using in calories. In calories. So into 300. It is equal to this one is cancelled, this one. This is 150. That is 300. Sorry. 450. 3 into 150, which is 450 calories. If you want in calories, use R value in calories. If you want in joules, use R value in joules. So kinetic energy, joules. Okay. So kinetic energy is nothing but energy in joules and calories. That is we are using. Okay. These are a simple formulas based on our kinetic energy. Our kinetic energy. Next one, molecular velocities. So what are the different RMS velocities, something else are there? What are these molecular velocities? So how to identify? Now our topic, molecular velocities. Molecular velocities. What are those people for charting? Foolish people. I'm going to remove them. I'm going to remove them. Be careful. So from tomorrow onwards, chart option is going to disabling. Will disable, no doubt. Unnecessary. Some are asking doubts to me. That's why I'm enabled. But this is misused by yourself. Molecular velocities. Be careful. See here. Let us take a gas. Let us take a gas. Here number of gas molecules are available. For our convenient explanation purpose, just I am going to take one gas molecule. This is the gas molecule. Okay. Now this gas molecule may move in all directions. So these are also number of gas molecules. See once again, I am going to explain here. This molecule is in movement. Let it be 3 meters per second is the velocity of the gas molecule. It is like this, 5 meters per second. It is like this, 3 meters per second. It is 2 meters per second. It is 3 meters per second. It is 4 meters per second. It is like this. That is 3 meters per second. It is like this. It is also 3 meters per second. Okay. These are the gas molecules and their velocities. But their average value is constant and no one is changed. Average value is changed. Is constant. See here. For using these values, by using these values, now I am going to explain different velocities. Okay. Now I am going to explain different velocities, what we are going to using here. See here. Okay, see here. This gas molecule has 3 velocities. This gas molecule also has 3 velocities. This is also 3 velocity. 3 velocity. 3 velocity. That means 3 meters per second velocity is possessed by how many gas molecules? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 gas molecules possess 3 velocities. Next. This is 5, this is 2, this is 4. So remaining three are, that is one molecule, that is 5 speed with one molecule, 2 speed with one molecule, 4 speed with one molecule. That means available gas, among available gas molecules, among the available gas molecules, how many total molecules are available? 8 gas molecules are available. Among all these 8 gas molecules available conditions, most of the gas molecules, be careful, most of the gas molecules possessed by which velocity? Most of the gas molecules, among all available gas molecules, most of the velocities possessed by what is that velocity? That is 5 molecules have 3 velocities. Okay, that means maximum number of molecules possess 3 velocities. That velocity is called as most probable velocity. Mind it. So it is one type of velocity. What is most probable velocity? That is the velocity possessed by maximum number of gas molecules present in a given sample of gas. The velocity possessed by maximum number of molecules possessed by that is maximum number of molecules is called as most probable velocity. Most probable velocity. For example, if I am going to calculate the average of these velocities, that is 5 molecules having 3, that is 5 into 3 plus 1 into 5 plus 1 into 2 plus 1 into 4. By how many total gas molecules are there? 8. Now, after calculation, some value is coming out, no doubt, after calculation. This velocity is called as, okay, 22.5. Is this correct? 22.5? Wrong, I think. Wrong, I think. Okay, this velocity is the average of all velocities. This velocity is the average of all velocity. That is why this velocity is called as average velocity. This is called as average velocity. Average of all velocities is called as average velocity. So that means gas molecules velocity may be explained on the basis of most probable velocity or average velocity. Okay, 3.25, it may be correct. 3.25, that may be correct. Okay, that velocity is called as average of all velocities. Okay, next one. Here I am going to discuss one more. Now, square of the, now I am going to see here. This is the container having, let it be 3 gas molecules, one having 2 velocity, another having 4 velocity, another having 3 velocity. Let it be. Okay. If now I am going to calculate the velocity. See here. 2 square plus 4 square plus 3 square. Now I am going to calculate squares of the velocities. Squares of the velocities. And also their average value. This one plus this one plus this one by 3. Total 3 molecules. Average velocity. Average of this square velocities. Now I am going to take root of this value. Root of this value. Okay. So that means it is root mean squared velocity. Root mean squared velocity. That is called as RMS velocity. It is one of the velocities describing method. So gas velocities is explained on the basis of either of these. That is RMS velocity, or it is root mean square velocity, or average velocity, or most probable velocity, because gas is not a single molecule. For example, if I am here, I am moving like this. So I have certain velocity. There is a fixed velocity. Okay. So because I am a single person, but gas is not a single particle. It is a collection of number of particles. It is a collection of number of particles. Okay. That means, so gas velocity is expressed with the help of all those summation values and all those collective values. So that collective value is expressed either most probable velocity or average velocity or RMS velocity. Okay. So why squaring takes place? Because velocity is a vector quantity. See here. Why squaring is taking place? Velocity is a vector quantity. So this is the gas molecule moving this direction. Here is the wall is there, container wall. Okay, with 3 meters per second is the velocity. Now this gas molecule collide on this wall with 3 meters per second. Now in this direction, what is the velocity of this gas molecule? 3n. After collision, because these collisions are elastic, before velocity is also equal to after velocity. The same molecule, gas molecule, come back exactly with same velocity. Exactly with same velocity. That means 3 is the once again velocity in reverse case. But because it is a vector quantity, it is positive. Automatically, it may be negative. Now, what is the total velocity of gas molecule? That is +3 and -3. The summation value becomes 0. That means the gas has no velocity. The gas has no velocity. Means a moving object has no velocity. Is this correct or wrong? That is wrong, Thomas. Because every moving object has certain velocity. Every moving object has certain velocity. That velocity here is going to 0. That is why I am going to take squaring +3 squared -3 squared, that is +3 squared plus -3 squared by, so how much is 9 plus 9 by, that is how many gas molecules? Gas molecules is, what is this velocity? That is by 2 average end. This is 1 by 2 by root end. That is 18 by 2, which is root, that is root 9, which is equal to 3. Now the velocity of this gas molecule is 3n. Now the velocity of gas molecule. So what is here I am going to take? It is the average of square of root of the velocity. Average of square of the root of the velocity. Okay. So that is why. So to explain exact velocity of the gas molecule, sometimes mind it. Sometimes the gas velocity may be equal to 0, because just like this case. So a moving object has 0 velocity is nothing. It is meaningless. To explain that one, RMS velocity is considered. RMS velocity is considered. What is RMS velocity? It is the velocity of square of the mean of the root of the velocity of gas molecules is called as RMS velocity. What is average velocity? Average of all gas velocities is called as average velocity. What is most probable velocity? The velocity possessed by the maximum number of molecules is called as most probable velocity. How to calculate all these values? By using some formula. So those formula derivations are not needed. Those values, those formula I am going to write here. So those are very, very, very important. So now I am going to write the formula of all these 3 types of velocities. So finally, velocity is a vector quantity or scalar quantity. Mind it is a vector quantity because it has both magnitude and also direction. First one, RMS velocity. It is indicated with the letter C, or sometimes URMS is also used. URMS is used. These are the 2 symbols. Okay, so my notation is CNE. I am frequently used the term CNE, but sometimes URMS is used. So that is RMS velocity. It is root of the root mean square velocity. RMS velocity is nothing but root mean square velocity. Mind it depends only on temperature. Very, very important. It is only on temperature and also nature of gas. Nature of gas. Next. Okay. Next. RMS velocity is calculated with the formula C is equal to C1 square plus C2 square plus etc. Cn square by n. It is the squares of mean velocity, root velocity. Or sometimes C1 velocity with N1 molecules, C2 velocity with N2 molecules. That means N1 C1 square plus N2 C2 square plus etc. Nn Cn square by N1 plus N2 plus etc. NN. This is the total number of particles under root. This is also one more formula. So here N1 is the number of gas particles having velocity C1 velocity. N2 number of particles having C2 velocity. NN particles velocity is equal to Cn velocity. So altogether summation value with squaring conditions. This is RMS velocity formula. Next, RMS velocity C is, it is important. RMS velocity is equal to under root 3 RT by M. RMS velocity C is equal to under root 3 RT by M. Here M is the molecular mass of the gas. T is the temperature, R is the gas constant, Tn. So which is equal to, we know PV is equal to nRT. For 1 mole of gas, PV is equal to RT. That is why RT is now replaced with P by V, PV. It is N one more formula. PV by M. Because PV is equal to RT for 1 mole of gas. Which is equal to, so it is rearranged, that is 3P by M by V. M by V is nothing but density. So that is why the formula 3P by dN. Density of the gas. So RMS formula, that is under root 3 RT by M or 3 PV by M or 3 P by D. These are the three formulae to calculate RMS velocity speed. So mind it, if R is equal to 8.314 into 10 power 7 erg. So now the formula, now I am going to replace that R value with 8.314. Okay, erg is the Celsius system unit, energy Celsius system unit. Now RMS velocity C is equal to under root 3 into R value 8.314 into 10 power 7 into RT by M. So after calculation, it is equal to 1.58 into root T by M into 10 power 4 is the value. So which is centimeters per second is the unit. So C is equal to 1.58 into root T by M into 10 power 4 centimeters per second. That is the one more formula to calculate RMS speed. So T is the temperature, M is the molecular mass of the gas. So if you know the gas name, automatically we use molecular mass of that gas. Okay, it is RMS velocity. Next. Average velocity. Average velocity symbol C bar or U average. These are the symbols. So I am using C bar. C bar is equal to average. That is C1 plus C2 plus etc. Cn by N. Average of all gas velocity sets. By using the simplest formula under root 8 RT by pi M. It is the formula. 8 RT by pi M, which is equal to 8 RT is equal to PV by pi M. That is under root 8 V, that is 8P by pi D. Because M by V is equal to D, that is here. 8P by pi D. So this is average velocity. Average velocity. Next one. Most probable velocity. It is the velocity possessed by maximum number of molecules. Maximum number of molecules. This is CP, frequently used term, or U most probable. CP or U most probable. That is, CP is equal to under root 2 RT by M. Under root 2 RT by M, which is equal to under root 2 PV by M, which is equal to under root 2P by D. 2P by D. So these are the different words, different formulae used to calculate RMS velocity, most probable velocity, average velocity. Average velocity. Okay, what is most probable velocity? That is the velocity possessed by maximum number of molecules at a given temperature is called as most probable velocity. Most of the molecules have possessed velocity is most probable velocity. Okay, now I am going to give the ratio between these velocities. So ratio of these velocities, this is important. Ratio of molecular velocities. So that is Cp is to C bar is to Cn is equal to, what is Cp formula? Under root 2 RT by Mn is to C bar, that is under root 8 RT by pi Mn is to under root Cn is 3 RT by Mn. Under root 3 RT by, this is the formula. Now in all these, RT by M is common. RT by M is common. That is equal to, cancel with RT by M. So root 2 is 2, root 8 by pi is 2, root 3 is the simplest unit, simplest ratio. Now I am going to divide the entire equation, entire ratio with root 2 and I am going to divide with root 2 and that is 1 is 2. So after calculation it is 1.128 is to 1.224 and 1 is to 1 is to 1.128 is to 1.224 is the simplest unit, or otherwise I am going to divide this ratio with root 3 and root 3. Now the value is, it is 0.8166 is to 0.9213 is to 1 and if you divide that value with root 3 by root 3 by root 3 and so these are the different units and so mind it, 1 is to 1.128 is to 1 is to 1.128 is to 1.224 1 unit, 0.8166 is to 0.9213 is to 1. Okay, so these are the there is the ratio. For example, Cp by Cn. I want to calculate it. Cp, how much is the value? This much and 0.8166 by 1. That implies Cp is equal to 0.8166 into Cn. It is the formula. If you know the RMS velocity, so just multiply that RMS velocity with 0.8166. So that gives the most probable velocity. Next, similarly, that is C bar by C is equal to now 0.9213 by 1 end, which is equal to C bar average velocity is equal to 0.9213 into C end. It is another formula to calculate average velocity. Average velocity. Okay. Otherwise, these may be also used. Right? So there from these, C is equal to 1.224 into Cp. C is equal to 1.128 into Cb, that is C bar. So these are also used. So these relations from this one. So these are from this one. Okay, these are different formulas to calculate different velocities. Mind it, from this relation. So whose value is more? It is RMS. It is average. It is most probable. So RMS velocity is always greater than most probable velocity and average velocity. Therefore, so C greater than C bar greater than Cp and for a gas molecule at constant temperature. So RMS velocity greater than average velocity greater than most probable velocity. So mind it, that is very, very important. So that is the ratio. Okay, so these are the ratio of, so everything is in your objective side and all these ratios are used in your objective side. Very, very important. Okay, so these are different molecular velocities. Okay, now I'm going to calculate some problems based on these velocities. So note down the problems here. One is to 1.128 is to 1.224. 0.8166 is to 0.9213 is to 1. So please mind it. Please mind it. So see here, C is equal to root 3 RT by M and that is R constant to T, 3 constant to C is proportional to root T by M and that implies C1 by C2 is equal to under root T1 by T2 into M2 by M1, one relation. So it is most probable or average or something else, whatever it may be. So velocity, ratio of velocities is like that. That is under root T1 by T2 into M2 by M1. Okay, problems based on these relations. Find the temperature at which average speed of hydrogen gas is equal to average speed of O2 gas at 640 Kelvin. That O2 gas at 640 Kelvin. But where is the temperature? Their average kinetic energies are equal. So average speeds are equal. So average speed, that is C1 by C2 is equal to under root T1 by T2 into M2 by M1 and it is average or it is RMS, it is most probable, whatever it may be. So here C1 is equal to C2. Average speed of H2 gas is equal to that is C1 is equal to C2. C1 is equal to C2. So therefore 1 is equal to under root T1 by T2 into M2 by M1. So squaring on both sides. That is T1 by T2 into M2 by M1 is equal to 1. Therefore, T1 by T2 is equal to M1 by M2. T1 by T2 is equal to M1 by M2. Now, 1 for H2, 2 for O2, and I am going to use. So that is T hydrogen, we don't know. So T oxygen, how much is the value? That is 640. Mind it, everywhere Kelvin scale is only used, right? Is equal to 1 for hydrogen, molecular mass 2, oxygen 32. Oxygen 32. Okay. So after calculation, the entire H2 is equal to 40 Kelvin. TH2 is equal to 40 Kelvin. That means at that temperature, these two RMS velocity or average velocity or most probable velocity are equal. Okay. Simplest thing, simple formula standard. If you know the formula, easy to calculation. Next, two bulbs A and B separately contains helium and SO2 gases respectively at the same temperature. Temperature is constant at the same temperature. Questions. First one. If pressure in two bulbs are same, then find the RMS speed of them. Find the RMS speed of them. So now this is the first question. Try it. If pressure in two balls are same, find the RMS speed of those gases. Same temperature. We know the formula. RMS velocity is equal to under root 3RT by M and 3RT by M. Okay. So that implies C. First guess, what is that? Helium by CSO2 is equal to under root MSO2 by M helium, because temperature is constant, same temperature. Same temperature. Gases are different. Nature of gases are different. That's why C value is different. Therefore, that implies C helium by CSO2 is equal to molecular weight of SO2 64, helium 4, which is equal to 16, which is equal to 4. Therefore, it is 4:1. It is 4:1. Okay. So it is the first question. Next one. Next one. B. At what temperature? At what temperature speed of SO2? Speed of SO2 becomes half of the speed of helium gas. The speed of helium gas at 27 degrees centigrade. Helium is at 27. Now, what is the temperature where SO2 speed is equal to helium speed? The temperature conditions. Now, the formula C helium by CSO2 is equal to under root T1, T helium by TSO2 into MSO2 by M helium. MSO2 by M helium. That is equal to T helium. How much is it? Is 27. 27 means plus 273, which is equal to 300 Kelvin. So Kelvin here is only used. So TSO2 we don't know. Into molecular weight of SO2 64. By helium it is 4. So what is the temperature? Speed of SO2 becomes half of the speed of helium. If helium is 1, SO2 is 1 by 2. If helium is 1, that is 1 by 2. That is the condition. So therefore, after calculation, TSO2 is equal to 1200 Kelvin. At this temperature, those two RMS velocities, if C is 1, off and off is going off conversion. Okay. So it is both temperature and molecular mass are user conditioned. So RMS velocities are different velocities. Next, third one. That is C. One more question. That is, how will the speed be affected if pressure in the bulb B is made 4 times by compression. It is one question. And D, how will the speed be affected. Affected if half of the helium molecules are removed from A. Are removed from A. So these are the two questions. So what is the final answer for them? Mind it, RMS velocity or most probable velocity or average velocity, whatever it may be, depends only on temperature and nature of the gas. So gases are not changed, temperature is not changed. So whatever you want to change, their velocities are not affected. Mind it. So it is at the same temperature. Temperature is constant. So temperature condition is the same. So pressure is changed. Pressure changed. So pressure has no effect. Pressure has no effect. That is why. So in this case, the answer is no affected, because the velocity depends on nature of the gas and temperature only. Those gases and temperature are constant. There is no effect. Similarly, here also, half of the molecules, helium is there. So how much is there? We don't want. Nature of the gas, just helium and SO2. Those gases are not changed. And temperature also not changed. Here also, gas removed or added, whatever it may be. So this one also having no effect case. So in these two cases, no effect. So those two problems are already solved. So mind it. So some problem is given to you, but at constant temperature, if the term and gases are not changed, so there is no effect. Whatever it may be the problem, how much lengthy is the problem. So please be careful. Okay. So mass will change, but mass is not influenced with that RMS velocity. RMS velocity is not influenced by mass. Only temperature, only nature of the gas. If gas is changed, automatically change. Temperature change, automatically change. But among these two, otherwise these two, remaining whatever it may be, so no changes occurred. Okay. So these are different problems based on this. So tomorrow, based on these, some graphical concepts